Hi friends, today I'm going to share with you some of the items that I have received from PandaHall Selected. I have created a 3-ring binder journal using the rings that I did receive from PandaHall Selected, and I also used some of the bobby pins that I received. This is my first 3-ring binder journal and I cannot wait to show it to you. It will be available in my Etsy shop. The link to these items will be in my description box as well as a 10% discount code.
I made sure to line each edge with extra paper so that it didn't, sometimes things that have holes in it, they'll break where the rings are. So I just reinforced them. I did a mass make a while back and I made a bunch of these. It was so much fun to do it. And so you'll see a lot of these throughout, either using doilies. It was like a cluster mass make that I did. And I used doilies. And I used, this comes from some tulle that had poinsettias on it. And then I added little things. And there's paper underneath. And so on this little piece of scrapbook paper, I just used my decorative punch. I kept most of the story pages plain except for the trim that I put on most of them. And of course I did the reinforcements on every page in here. Here's another one of those clusters that I made. I used obviously the book, but I also used a paper pack. And it was a paper pack that was front and back, which I was really happy about. This little piece I put scrap lace. And then this is a button, and I put this satin through it. This has a rose trim on the edge. I put the trim on this side on this page. Here's a little pocket. This was a Christmas card and I just took the other side of it off and put some pretty paper on here. So that's a nice big tag now. Nice to repurpose our Christmas cards. This is a piece of pink paper that was given to me by my friend Meg of Meg's Journals when we did our 1980s, maybe it was 1990s swap that was hosted by Cara of Paper Confessions with Cara Mia. And also it was co-hosted by BB of BB's Closet Creations and also Carol of A Crinkled Path. This is a vintage Christmas tag. This is a die cut that was sent to me in Happy Mail. So pretty. And I put some pom-pom trim down here. Some yellow trim here to match Mrs. Teapot. This I used my decorative punch on. And just some little piece of pretty paper here. This comes from my I think my vintage Christmas kit, or it's either my retro Christmas or my vintage Christmas. I can't remember which one. Here's another one of those pretty clusters. Some trim, the reinforcement. Alright, so this page didn't really have much on it except for the doorway to the kitchen. So I went ahead and I added this card to it, and then of course added some trim. This was given to me in Happy Mail. Some trim here. So this page was fun. This was, well, the whole thing was really fun to make, but this was cool because I used a paper bag here. So this is a paper bag, and when I did, I was participating in a swap, and this was sent to me in the swap, and it's so beautiful. And I added this lace here as a pocket, and then just put 2 cute little Christmas tags that could be written on, or they could be used, for Christmas gifts. Here's another one of my clusters that I made, and underneath it is a nice big piece of lace, and this is just a belly band with a nice big tag. And on this tag is a beautiful deer, and that was also given to me in Happy Mail. And I can't remember who gave it to me, but it might have been my friend Annie of Annie Creates. Lace on this edge, a little bit of lace here. So this is just a little side pocket with a simple little tag in it. There's certainly more room underneath this side tuck that you could add more if you wanted to. We have a little bit of trim here. I used some trim here and then these cute little die cuts. There's some pretty trim on this page. So you'll notice that on some of the pages I used the long strip, and then some of them I used these. I have a little punch and it's like tiny banners, and so I used those. So this page, this was a brown paper bag, as you could probably tell. Put a little trim up here. This die cut was given to me by Annie Creates. And then I put some rose trim, and the ends, you know, I snip it to size. Well, these were the ends, so I figured I'd go ahead and add them. We have some nice big pink rickrack here. This is a beautiful piece, and this was given to me in Happy Mail, and I'm sorry, I cannot remember who sent that to me, but I just love it. And I put a little trim down here as well. This was a piece of scrap fabric that I had, so I thought I would just go ahead and turn it into a bow and glue it onto this page. There's a little trim on this side, and this was a fun page, and it started out with just this piece of paper, but I thought, you know, that's kind of plain. What do I want to do? So I just layered some more papers to it. Here's a nice belly band. I used this bright, rich gold trim to certainly match this guy over here, the beast, and I put some of the same over here so that ties the spread in together. And then I added this cute reindeer, which this was also Happy Mail, so thank you all for sharing your goodies with me. And here's just a nice big tag. This is just poor Belle being sad, hanging out. So I added this fun trim that also was given to me in Happy Mail. And then on top of that, I put a big snowflake. And then on top of that, I put a big, what do we call these, with the cardboard? I can't think of the name, but you guys know what they are. And then here's more of that cardboard stuff. Gosh, I wish I could think of the name. And I found that, believe it or not, at the thrift store, and it was such a great find. So here is a nice little tag that just pops in here, and this has some trim on the side. Another one of those cardboard pieces on this, on top of this side pocket with some trim and just a nice tag. Little trim here. You can see I did my reinforcements there. I loved making this ring bound journal. It was my first one ever. It was so fun. I really enjoyed it. So I put, this is more of the paper from Meg at Chasing Retro, and so I put a little trim here, a little trim here, and a little die cut there. So this paper right here was given to me by my friend Lori at Enchanted Dreams 71, and so I figured I'd go ahead and use some as a layered space for journaling. A vintage gift tag here. So this page is just the beast having a fit about something, and so I just added some trim that I felt like would sort of coordinate with the colors in the page. Now you can see here that I have used one of the bobby pins from PandaHall Selected, and I love the way it looks in here. And this is the piece, so it's holding this piece on, which is more of that paper that my friend Lori of Enchanted Dreams 71 gave me. And I used the satin ribbon. I had put it through the button and then tied it through here. I just love the way this turned out. And I just, you know, because these pages I didn't really want to glue pockets to, I put a little trim on some of them. But the paper, or the bobby pin, fits perfect and it works very nicely. So again, to bring the two spreads together, I used the gold trim. It's really yellow, but it's just such a rich, deep yellow that I'm going to call it gold. And I made a pocket. No, I made a tag. Well, I did make a pocket, but I made a tag using one of those clusters that I had made in that mass make. And I'll have to do that again because it was really fun to just, you know, reach over and grab one that I felt like would coordinate nicely to the spread. I really enjoyed that. This is paper that was given to me by Annie of Annie Creates. I added a little thing that says Santa Baby here, and it's just folded over, and I've left it blank inside so somebody could do whatever they want. You could put plain paper in it and journal in it. You could put a photograph in it. You know, it's left so that you can be creative with it. And some more trim on this side. So here I have used another beautiful bobby pin that was sent to me by PandaHall Selected, and I've used it to keep this closed. So here's the bobby pin, and then now you can open this up and see all the goodies inside. And in the pockets are these little paper bags. So this one just has a simple tag in it. This has some little pieces that you could use in this journal or in another journal. And then over here, it's very similar. It's a paper bag pocket, and although a small paper bag, like a silverware one, and then I just put some little tags in here that you could use however you wanted. On this side, I have a little pocket. This was sent to me, I do believe, by Dee's of Turtle Dove. And I put some tags inside that can be used, journaled on, or put somewhere else in the journal if you wanted. This was a Christmas card that I repurposed. I cut it with my big circle punch and just popped it on there for a little bit of color. A little bit of lace trim here. Well, it's not, it's a little lacy, but it's really ribbon going through there. And I did the same on this side as well. Now this is the castle that the beast lives in. But I got this paper from like a child's, not a coloring book, but a sticker book actually. And I thought it was perfect, especially with this paper in the background. It all works really nicely together. Put a little trim on top. Here we have a nice little upper pocket. It says Winter Wonderland. And then I made this beautiful tag. I'm in love with this tag. I used the scrapbook paper from the pack. This is a little piece from my Christmas kit. Then this was gifted to me in a swap that I participated in for July, Christmas in July. This was a paper bag, and this is a vintage card. And I guess it was a gift card because there's a little hole there. It says to Howard and Evelyn from, and I think it says Shirley. And so you can flip this up and right under there. This is the back. So here's the back of the actual book, and this is some velvet trim. So friends, this is going to be available in my Etsy shop if you are interested. Thanks for watching. See you soon.